So, in the Indian subcontinent, we have two major conflicts between two groups. One is the Ahlul Hadith, that is us, and we have the other side are the Hanafis, known as the Ahlul Rai. And this has been said by Ibn Khaldun. This is Ibn Khaldun. Ibn Khaldun he died in 808 Hijri, rahimahullah. You see, he wrote a whole encyclopedia of history, which talks about the rise and the fall of empires and so on and so forth. He wrote this Muqaddimah. It is also translated in English language. A Muqaddimah of Ibn Khaldun, very famous. The Introduction to the History by Ibn Khaldun. What does it say about the Ahlul Hadith? He says, وَإِنْ قَسَمَ الْفِقْهُ فِيهِمْ إِلَى طَرِيقَتَيْنِ. The understanding of the Islamic jurisprudence of fiqh is into two ways. It has been divided into two. طريقة أهل الرأي والقياس. The way of the people of Rai, that is the Hanafis. وهم أهل العراق, the people of Iraq, that is the Hanafis. Like Abu Hanifa was from Iraq, and that's the reason, and his followers are from Iraq. وهم أهل العراق, the people of Iraq are Hanafis of Kufa. وطريقة أهل الحديث, and the second is the way of the Ahlul Hadith. وهم أهل الحجاز, and they are the people of Medina, Jeddah, and Makkah. Medina, Jeddah, and Makkah. These are the people of Hadith. What did they do? وكان الحديث قليلا في أهل العراق لما قدمناه. When we went into there in Iraq, the Hadith literature were very less in Iraq. Okay, so that's the reason, Akhi, when we look at the works and the fatwa of Abu Hanifa and his followers, we see that they are less knowledgeable in Hadith as compared to Malik and Shafi'i. Why? Because Malik was in Medina. You see? طيب. فاستكثروا من القياس ومهروا فيه. That's the reason when they had less Hadith in Iraq, they started to do analysis or analogy, and that is qiyas. فلذلك قيل أهل الرأي. That's the reason they were known as the people of opinion. فمقدمة جماعتهم الذي استقر المذهب في أصحاب أبو حنيفة إمام أهل الحجاز مالك وابن أنس وشافعي من بعده. And the people of Hijaz were upon the methodology of Malik and Shafi'i. Ibn Khudama is saying that this conflict is from a long time. That the people of Iraq, they follow the madhab of Ahlul Rai, that is the Hanafis. And he does say that they have Qalilul Hadith. They don't have Hadith. And the people of Hijaz, they have Hadith. So who are the Ahlul Hadith? Those people who read Hadith, practice upon the Hadith, and they practiced and propagated the Hadith. In comparison to the Hanafis of Iraq, where there were no Hadith, or very less Hadith, in comparison to Hijaz of Makkah, Medina, Jeddah, طبعا their fiqh is weak. That's the reason, Ikhwan, when you look at, even if you read fiqh al-Muqarana, that is Bidayat al-Mujtahid of Ibn Rushd, go and read. What does it say? Most of the, I would say 90% of the Masail, when there is a difference of opinion, the Malik, the Shafi'i, the Ahmad, they are in one position, Abu Hanifa is here. The Hanafis are in one position, the Shafi'i, the Maliki, Hanabila are in one. Why? Because the Malik and the Shafi'i and the Hanabila, they are in stronger dalil as compared to the Hanafis. Now a Hanafi who is living in a cocoon shell will try to debate with you. But when the Hanafi comes out of his cocoon and looks at the wider hadith, he comes out of qilada. And the reason the Hanafis or the muqallids, they will tell you that a person, a Muslim, should blind follow a madhab. Why? Because they will say that a person is a jahil. When you are a jahil, you have to blind follow anyone. And who? They will say this is Abu Hanifa. We say, what about the ulama which came before Abu Hanifa? What about them? Shouldn't we follow them? They will say no. Abu Hanifa has been, by ijma, by the consensus of the lot of Muslims, we have to follow them. But the argument of the Ahlul Hadith is always, the people before Abu Hanifa were more knowledgeable than Abu Hanifa. When Abu Hanifa was asked, who was the most knowledgeable you saw? He said Ibrahim al-Nakhi. When Abu Hanifa was asked, who is the most knowledgeable you saw? He said Ibrahim al-Nakhi. Why don't we do taqlid of Ibrahim al-Nakhi? What about the people before him? What about Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali? Why not then? So this is outrageous. The claims of the muqallideen And they say that they are jahil, that's the reason they're taqlid. We say, why should we learn ilm from a jahil then? Yani subhanallah, all of these institutions like Darul Ulum Deoband and Nadwa, which is in India, and the other side of Indian subcontinent, they have such big institution. Why are you teaching? To make people jahil? No, to make them ma'rifatul adillah, to make them know, understand the Quran and the Sunnah. That's the reason, ikhwan, unfortunately, we have and this marad, this sickness is only in the muqallids. Either the Hanafis and the Barelvis, both of them, they have the sickness. They will stop the people to learn the tafsir of the Quran. They will say, Quran se hamari baat nahi hai, hamari samajh ki bahar hai. It is not according to how we understand. The Quran and the Sunnah, a normal person will never be able to understand. That's the reason we have to follow the Maulvis. Any Muslim who tries to read the translation of the Quran will get deviated, subhanallah. A white American in America reads the Quran, accepts Islam by understanding the Quran, and you Muslim, and reading the Quran with tafsir make you deviated. Where is the aql? Is it somewhere up here or is it down there? And that's the reason a muqallid is a jahil. So anyone who says that I am a muqallid of Hanafi, he said it is not. Why? Because he's a jahil. Why should we learn the deen? Their argument is, you see, we can understand the deen only by two ways. And hear this argument very carefully. The Hanafis predominantly are the muqallideen, the people who blind follow the madhab. They will say we understand the deen of Islam only by two ways. Number one is the tariqatul ijtihad. They will say by understanding the kitab and the sunnah and to deriving the legislated hukum from it. That is ijtihad. And who is the mujtahid? A person who is an alim, a great scholar. Everybody is not equipped with it. But you say, tayyib, mashallah. Who is a mujtahid? Ibn Qudama also says this. A mujtahid, somebody who is equipped with the ilm al-ala, a person who has knowledge of lugha, al-nahu, wa balagha, wa sarf, and usul al-tafsir, wa usul al-hadith, all of the usul, he has it, with which he understands the nas and does istikhraj, derives the meaning and derives the ruling from the Quran and the Sunnah. So either you are mujtahid, which you are not, or either you have to be a muqallid, either you have to blind follow that mujtahid because you don't have knowledge. We say no. There is also a middle way, and that is the muttabi. Muttabi is somebody who follows the alim if he has the dalil. And this has been summarized and made us understood by a great scholar named Ibn Hazm of Andalus, of the Islamic Spain. You have Ibn Hazm. You see, Ibn Hazm in his kitab, he says in Kitab al-Muhalla, a great book of fiqh, Ibn Hazm comes and says, you see, for ammatun nas, for a common person who is a carpenter, who is an electrician, you know, a person who is doing the normal day work, he needs to understand the deen by going to the sheikh and asking a question, and after he gives the answer, you need to ask the sheikh that, are you saying this from your own opinion, or are you saying this from the dalil of the Quran and the Sunnah? If he says that this dalil is from the Quran Kareem and the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, only then it is abiding upon you to follow them. But if it says that it is my opinion, my understanding, then it is not binding upon you to follow him. What a beautiful explanation of Ibn Hazm. So for a common person who is walking in the street like a Muslim, who has not studied the jami'at and under the ulama, how will he understand Islam? By blind following? No. Then how? By studying in the Islamic universities? No, he cannot. What is the middle way? The middle way is فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Ask the people of knowledge if you do not know. بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ وَالزُّبُرِ. By the knowledge, by the clear evidence. You ask the Shaykh, where are you seeing this? He will say, Haddathana Bukhari. Bukhari says this hadith. And he opens to you the books of hadith and shows it to you from Fulan ibn Fulan, Fulan ibn Fulan. That is an alim you trust. And that is the alim you say, Ya Allah, I have put my trust upon him. Not blind following, but by what? By following the Burhan, by what he's speaking from, not from his open opinion.